How's it, everybody? Welcome to Pepper's Echo. My name's Andre, and you will not believe what I've been doing. I've been talking to you for about the last 3 or 4 minutes, happily greeting you, gang bananas, and then I looked to the top left-hand side and saw, you're not live, buddy. And I was wondering why everyone was so quiet, so I do apologize. Hendo, no, I was not Brian, but the same as what Ronaldo says. He thinks Steve is his puppy. I think Cyril is my dad, but I don't want to say it so loud. No, I'm kidding. Only kidding. Well, welcome. Hendo. Cameron, welcome. Debbie Murray. Lynn from Buzzy's Moments, welcome. Cameron, Hendo, Ina, who else is there? That's all I can see at the moment. But yeah, so I've been cackling away. Blah, blah, blah. Welcome. No. I'm not live. So, sorry. Yeah. The week has been terrible. I have shown Buzzy's probably ready to beat me with a stick the size of a freaking baobab tree because I've just not answered anything. I've had Endo, it's what I'm used to doing, I'm not used to having people in chat and things like that. I'm used to just chatting to a echo chamber anyway. So it's only after you guys sort of pulled away here that I suddenly got a couple of people in the chat there. But no, fine. It is what it is. But yeah, the week has been most unkind, if I can put it to you that way. It has definitely not been a kind week. One of the first weeks in a long time that I've wanted to just pack my bags and track Ferreira, as they would say. But here I still am, and here I is, and here I are, and so I shall be. Where is DVD? Yeah, the weekend has been rough. It's just been a weekend of trying to sleep, but I'm telling you, when I sleep, I've had these dreams. I'm telling you, I wake up more anxious when I go to sleep. But yeah, I've been that hectic. I haven't even got hold of Chris this week. I am feeling absolutely daunted by that. I know he said he was going to be busy this week still, but I will try and get hold of him this coming week. And hopefully within the next week or two, we can actually have Chris on the show, which would be really, really fantastic. As I say, always, if you want to know what's going on with the news in SA, it's 3 channels that you watch. You get hold of Chris Wide Africa, in Indaba, Africa. You get all your news, all your views, opinions, and the actual reasonings and analysis behind the news from Chris. You want a good open discussion, taking a look at things, get hold of Ronaldo Gous. Grab onto Ronaldo Gous's channel. And then naturally, I always pick up Morning Shot, Ramon Kabanak. I see they've sort of made their shows a little bit, well, should I say not every day anymore as such, but yeah. Well, today I have been under the weather this week, definitely. Cockweek, you can say that again. Cockweek, I would have liked a cock week. It's just been absolutely worse than that. But yeah. It is what it is, as they would say. But I have got some raw footage of a temple, the Phnom Chiso temple. But I thought I'd put some stuff together on the news that you have in Cambodia. And there's a news channel called Khmer Times. Whammo. And so none of this is my own. None of this is what I can claim to be my own or whatever, but it belongs to Khmer Times itself as such. So I can sort of tell you what's going along. But yeah, I'm even a little bit confused today. I can't believe the weekend's over. It's absolutely atrocious. Going through the Khmer Times, well, let's take a look. Prime Minister Hun Sen announced today that all Cambodian people across the country must have at least 3 doses of vaccination against the COVID pandemic. That's one thing Cambodia has been pretty good on. Link, very true. I think I've all had a cock week. Very true, good advice. Great place to stay updated. Yeah, Chris, yeah, you can throw Chris's link in. You can throw Hendo's link. Hendo's linked already. He's connected, bro. Don't look for trouble with Endo. And then, Ronaldo's... and don't forget also, I always forget, before I actually forget, don't forget, but a really good lass to actually go and cast your eye across is old rebellious Ruth. Not old, she's a young lass. But grab hold of rebellious Ruth as well, and you can catch some really, really interesting subjects there too. But let me get back to what I'm saying. So Hun Sen says you need 3 doses of vaccine, which I must say Cambodia has been pretty compliant on, which has left us with under 100 cases of COVID in the country. There is our fearless leader over there himself getting his vaccination, and there's another young lady getting her vaccination. I've had 3 as well, but I must once again also utter that they are pretty careful about giving people vaccines with medical conditions. You do go through a questionnaire and everything first, so it is not something that, it's not a sheep sort of like a dosing machine or whatever. You don't get it if you're not well or something to that effect. But at the moment, there's a 4th one out. And then there is as well a 5th one that they're mulling about as well. Something that you find ever so often, and I've actually got quite a few of these. I don't know why the cars seem to like these road dividers, and they whack them spot on, bro. No one could aim as well as what these cars can. If you take a look there, I think it's Troy's taken a Range Rover and whacked it into a luxury car driver, came off worse than their counter with a road divider. They are pretty hectic. I want to actually do a little thing on the Irrawaddy Dolphin for you. In the Mekong River, we have dolphins called Irrawaddy Dolphins. And this one you can't see too well, but you'll see it has a stump nose, the Irrawaddy Dolphin. And you find them in the Mekong River, but they are actually in danger of becoming extinct at the moment. And sadly, in a step back for the dolphin conservation efforts, a dead dolphin calf was discovered by residents in the village of Kraiti. Sadly, but I have a whole thing to tell you a little bit about the Irrawaddy Dolphin, and we will do that one show as well. You wanted to know what a good fruit is like here? Well, mangoes are absolutely all over the place in Cambodia, and farmers were forced to throw away 30 tons of mangoes from their plantations because of the lack of market where they could sell their products and buyers. In his voice message, Hun Sen released, and I think this was around about Tuesday, announced that Cambodians will no longer be required to wear masks in open spaces. As you can see, it was a rather jovial time. What he did was, he was actually quite clever. What's Endo going? The expensive accident insurance here in the UK is insane. Lost my off. Yeah. I don't know how many... Thanks, Endo. Yeah, save the Cambodia Dolphins. Yeah, it's called the Irrawaddy, Irrawa, I think DDY, Irrawaddy Dolphin. And I'll do a thing on it. And yeah. But what was very clever, Hun Sen, he left Khmer New Year and he let everyone just enjoy themselves. And people pulled masks off and they were having parties together. And he just said, leave it. Don't disrupt the people over Khmer New Year. Let them get together. Let them take masks off if they're going to. Let them just, you know what? Don't get the cops involved unless, obviously, there's somebody misbehaving, etc., etc. But otherwise, just leave the people. Let them just enjoy themselves over Khmer New Year, and we will see what happens after Khmer New Year. If the pandemic takes up, if COVID gets worse, if we have something to deal with after that. But at the moment, because we have had such low numbers, he just like, you know what, guys, don't go and kill the people now. Which was actually a very, very good call, because everybody had an absolute phenomenal time during the Khmer New Year, and it was just party and happy and get together and everything. And afterwards, as I can say, as of the latest figures from this week, we have less than 100 cases. mask wearing outside, thank goodness, has been taken away. Unfortunately, we still have to wear it inside and that. But I think it was a really good call of his to say, listen, you know what, just let the people just have their moment for 3 days and we'll pick it up afterwards and see what happens. And yes, I think it was a good call. Yes, sensible. Yeah, look, I'm not going to say, you know what, I don't talk badly about, if you've noted, I do not talk badly about our government on Pepper's Echo, because it's could turn out badly for me. But there are sometimes good decisions that he makes. And I think that one was a really good decision, because what he did was just prove, like, you know what, they drive highly, they drive the vaccination now, more highly than most countries, I would tell you that. But he's the giving the reins has been great. I mean, you don't need PCR tests or anything. You just need to be vaccinated to fly into to Cambodia these days. So please read "Thank you" from Dr. Suleiman. Give to the givers when you're done. Okay, I will do so. Thank you very, very much. Buzz, when? Okay, yeah, when I'm done. I've been relaxing too. Buzz, I hope you're well. I believe you've been not well either. So Buzzy, you know what? Yes, holding thumbs for you as well there. You know what? I've been selfishly unwell this week, if I can put it to you that way. Cam says, I've been relaxing too. Oh, he's talking to DVD, so back at work. It's DVD. Better get. Do you have a better government? I think our government just puts a lot away without throwing it in the people's faces. But yeah, there's a lot of bridges to cross still, I think. I mean, our prime minister has been in power since the 80s. It's not like there's been much there. Anyway, the Ministry of Water Resources and Meteorology has issued a notification of the weather conditions from May 27 to April 27 to May 3rd. Now, it hasn't been too bad in city as such, but especially, I would say, probably your suburban surrounding, all in town as well. What happens is your draining systems, the people tend to take their rubbish and throw it into the draining systems, which they're trying to stop, which causes flooding. And of course, yeah, your car is your car, whether it is your scooter or whether it is whatever. There is no such thing as you can't drive or you won't get to work or you won't get, yeah. And as you can see, still, even when it's raining and the water's right up there, scooters are still going hell for leather there. Sadly, in the news as well, yeah, the weather all over the world has gone crazy. Yeah. We've had some strange weather. Most governments are better than a communist cabal passing as a government. Yeah. Well, that's exactly what happens. Yeah, we've also have drainage problems with because people and the pipes aren't big enough. The oldest woman in the world, Japanese lady, a young lady of 119, certified the world's oldest woman, has died at the age of 119. Officials said on Monday. So, wonder what you do in life if you've seen over a century. Hey? Quite a life you've had if you because I mean she was born in the 1900s. I saw a thing the other day that said somebody said 30 years ago. I immediately thought of the 70s. They were talking about 1992, and it was just like mad. It's just like mad. It's something I want to chat about later on again as well. The perennial conflict twixt driver and road drivers claimed another victim last night in Phnom Penh with road dividers alley, a traffic sign lending a hand. So again, we decided to take the center stage. All these very expensive cars taking the stage. Something else that happens, we don't have huge thunder and lightning. You don't hear it like you hear in South Africa. I know in the Cape you don't hear it very much, but central South Africa area, Kimberley, Bloemfontein, and then quite a bit in Johannesburg and that as well. You hear thunder and lightning and thunder, and you see lightning and that. Yeah, you don't see lightning so much and thunder. You don't hear it so much and that. But it strikes and it strikes the ground. There's something in the ground that actually causes the lightning to actually strike the ground. And a terrible lightning yesterday struck a herd of cows province, killing 8 of them immediately. So there you got 8 cows, and I'm not going to leave that picture out because it's not too great as well to see. Yeah, some of us won't see 70, never mind 100. Dude, I was counting on not seeing 50. I'm very disappointedly living on borrowed time at the moment. So we'll leave it there. Market goes. So this is, I think this is Central Market, if I'm not mistaken. We'll take you to the markets one day. I always say one day. Market goes can now stop and get their COVID vaccine shots after the government in utilitarian move set up vaccination sites in the markets in Phnom Penh. So you can go now, buy your goodies, have your eyes checked, have a haircut, buy some meat, get a massage and a t-shirt, and get your vaccination at the same time. Okay, despite efforts to prevent major power outages, the supply of electricity will be inevitably interrupted. Okay, fortunately, I don't think we've had a long one. I think we've once was it this year or last year? I think we had about an hour. But I actually put this on there so you can actually take a look at what the power lines look like in Cambodia. That is up a power pole. How the hell that guy knows what the hang he's doing, I have no idea. No idea. Because also with the wire, as you've got extra wire, they sort of just roll it up and hang it over there. I mean, South Africa would have an absolute field day because they'd just be stealing rolls of wire off the power lines. None of the power lines run underground. They all run above ground like that. And yes, it is a scooter helmet that he has on his head that he's working with. It's not a hard hat. It's a scooter helmet. That's the visor at the top there that you can flip up and down. Let's take a look at the chat. I had a good chat with Lynn. She knows where I'm at now in life. Yeah, I don't know. This week I was not in life at all very good. My mother is 85, going strong, bloody minded. Lol, talk about one-stop shops. Yeah, Debbie. Milk, bread, vaccination, cheese. There we go. T-shirt. Yeah. And that's what the markets are. The markets are big places. You can just get everything there. Never-ending circle. It's insane that electricity. That's just one of the electrical poles, and they just like run across it. How they know what goes where, heaven knows. Yeah, at least the outages aren't load shedding. No, we don't get load shedding. Yeah. What? My boss has not even given me this month's work yet. Divan, you should have work for this month. We should have tomorrow off. Today, by the way, is National Workers' Day. Happy Workers' Day, Happy Labor Day, and everything like that. And we should have tomorrow off, but the government has cancelled the carryover of holidays on Sundays. So if your public holiday lands on a Sunday, that's your public holiday. You don't get it on Monday. So, yeah. If it's not nailed down in South Africa, it gets stolen. And as you'll see, yeah, I will show you. If you look, just look there, you'll see there's a roll of wire there. That's just from, you know what, we've used the wire and there's too much, so we just roll up the rest and hang it in there. Or we've just rolled it up so it goes out the one side, comes out the other side, and rolled it over there. To say, Hendo, you saw them stealing the cable out the robot, so even if it's bolted down, they'll take it. Imagine when it's just hanging around for free there. They'll think it's freaking Christmas. You guys got a holiday tomorrow. Flippin' government's gone soft on you. Yeah, happy Workers' Day, happy International Labour's Day, and no, we do not have a holiday in Cambodia tomorrow. Something that's beautiful and that I really want to try as well is Siem Reap is set to benefit from a new wave of river cruises, despite the predictions by pundits that the cruise ships would disappear in the wake of the pandemic. They seem to be coming back again. And that I'm really looking forward to. I think on the weekend of the 27th, oh, geez, I might be shot by the time I get onto the Echo. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do a pre-record. I am actually going to go to Siem Reap. We have people who have obtained a guest house there, or a little boutique hotel. Let's put it that way. That's what it is more. And have asked us to go and shoot some video there, and of the surrounding areas. I think we'll be probably going to the floating village and that. So the weekend of the 27th, 28th, 29th, we'll be going to Siem Reap to do that. And I'm sure if I ask them, it's actually for their website, but if I ask them, I am sure that they will let us use it on the Echo as well as such. Yeah, happy Workers' Day. Who has a job in SA? What have I got there? Exactly, Endo. We nearly have 50% of people who are jobless. Yes, Debbie, cruises, best one, because you have the Mekong River and that, which is such a beautiful large river and has so much to be explored down. It's I think if they have something like that, it's going to be absolutely stunning. Many people asked me, what about do you have many motorcycle accidents? Yes, we do. As you will see, a young female was killed in an accident that left another young male seriously injured. And the worst part is, yeah, they usually hit and run, because otherwise it starts costing you money. Many people don't want to help, because the minute the person starts helping, it starts costing the person helping money, because, give money for this, give money for this, money for this. So a lot of the times it isn't there. That's John Steenhuisen spoke out about that. Unemployment. Yeah, I must actually see. Thanks, Buzzy. I know I saw you sent a link on that. Another huge problem that we encounter in Cambodia, authorities recovered and deactivated 2 large MK-82 bombs in 2 consecutive days, highlighting the day of the number of UXOs, unexploded objects, still present in Cambodia. Massively huge amount of unexploded bombs, landmines, you name it. And it all comes from Vietnam War days still as well. Yes, very much so in the Khmer Rouge as well. But I mean, especially in Nam days, planes used to fly back to I wouldn't say America, but when they flew away from Vietnam across Cambodia, they just dumped their leftover bombs in Cambodia. Health system in Cambodia, not great, not great at all. You need to have a medical aid, and if you need something really well done or big done or something like that, and that's why I'm looking for a bit of a medical aid thing, although it's very expensive for expats. You'd rather go to Thailand or Vietnam to have it done. You can have things done here in a private hospital, but it does cost a lot, as I said. Quick little kidney stone operation of mine at a private hospital, quote $6,000. I got it done for $2,200 in the end at a converted KTV. Now, a KTV is a place with many rooms that you go into. You hire a room and then you can all go and sing. It's got TV and it's decorated. So now that was converted to a clinic. So I still had like stickers of records and pictures and that in this room, and there was no nursing staff. It was a horrific experience. Fortunately, I had a pretty good doctor still, but no, the healthcare system is not the best. Yeah, no, it can be done. It can do a lot still. Hospitals and that are pretty primitive. Your public hospitals, I always say, look like refugee camps because they've got people camping in the grounds. A lot of people camping around their families in the hospital themselves, whether it's a private room, whether it's a ward. You've actually got family sleeping around the bed. If there's no other bed, they all camping and sleeping around the patient because they feed the patients. And that's the only way you get food, is if your family stays in hospital with you and feeds you. Otherwise, you've got a bit of a serious problem. Once again, I'm not talking about Royal Phnom Penh. I'm not talking about Raffles. I'm not talking about Kema. I'm talking about your public hospitals. There's a lot that needs to be done there, and there's a long way ahead there. What have I got here? Is wearing a bicycle helmet? Is he wearing? No, he's not wearing. He's actually no. Those guys have proper helmets. No, he's not wearing a bicycle. Yes, Princess Diana used to champion about getting these situations addressed in that. And you'll see later on the slides in the news, I have a little bit more on that as well. But very, very, very big problem. People get hurt every day. Harry, I don't know. Yeah, I don't see it as much as what I did when Diana did it. Yes, sadly, Hendo, I do compare to that, yeah. And another road divider. If the style guide of Phnom Penh crash is ever written, the latest driver to crash the capital will be on something one for his textbook effort. Early this morning when he fulfilled the requirements of being drunk and hitting a divider and then fleeing the scene. I don't know, this is all this week, guys. This is only the week news of the week. But these cars are taking out these dividers like you will not believe. And this is the other one I was talking about. A man who was hired to plow a plot of land for crop planting ended up seriously injured after his tractor detonated a mine. There's your tractor after detonating a mine. Yeah, what's Buzzy say? We're talking about hospitals there. Yeah, but the family isn't allowed to stay feed the patients in South Africa. In Cambodia, yes, because that's the only way the patients get fed and get taken care of. Like when I was in hospital, the lady, there was like a sort of a leather couch, not it was like a hard sort of box couch, let me put it that way, in the room where I was, because there's no nursing station, no nurse, anything like that. There's a piece of wall, a piece of paper with a photocopied number, cell number on it saying, if you need help, dial this number. And I had like 4 drips, 2 of them in me, and they had to be changed. And the lady looked at Ina and said, would you like a pillow? And Ina said, no, when he comes out of theater, I'll be going home. And she looked at her and she said, well, who's going to change his drips? So my wife spent the night on the couch next to me, making sure that everything. I couldn't walk. I was, what's the name? Dead from the middle down. So, yeah, daunting experience. But as I said, the doctor who did the operation would have been the same doctor who did it in the private hospital. So, yeah, it is pretty expensive. As I said, $6,000, multiply that by 15 and see what you get. Driving like SA taxis. That's hectic. They need a danger pay. Yeah. And you just never know where it's going to hit because they spread all over the country. They clear section for section for section for section of the country. And the problem is this is a tractor. Kids step on these things. They get blown apart. And I was talking about the lightning striking. Yes, striking people. A female tailoring teacher was killed by a strike of lightning when she made her way to Phnom Penh, Kulin, to meditate there. And yeah, it seems to hit the ground. So I don't know. Maybe Buddhism is not the way to go because lightning is striking people. I'm kidding. Just don't. I'd never said that, guys. Let me not go that way. And then there's another one. Lightning killed a woman in Priya district on Thursday, and 58 houses were damaged by strong winds in Malay district in Bantia Miki province. And that's what I have for the news at the moment. Let's take that out of there. So, yeah. But I suppose you're all waiting to find out what Phnom Chiso looks like. Yeah, I'm trying to be enthusiastic today. I've just had such a dampening week that I'm... the only thing that's making me enthusiastic is you guys. So thank you very much anyway for being there. Phnom Chiso. Phnom Chiso is a historical site located in Sila village, Rovieng commune, Samrong district. It's about 62 kilometers, and trust me, it felt like 620 kilometers when we went out there, south of Phnom Penh. To reach the site, take the National Road 2, not going to go through all of that. Phnom Chiso temple was built in the early 11th century by King Suryavarman the first AD 1002-1050, who practiced Brahmanism. Constructed of sandstone and other stone, it is 60 meters long, 50 meters wide, and sits on top of a mountain. Well, what you would call a kopi, but yeah, pretty high in South Africa. The temple is surrounded by 2 galleries. The first gallery is 60 meters long on each side. The second smaller gallery is in the middle, where there is mainly worship place with 2 doors and a wooden statue. The beautiful sculptures on the lintel and the pillars. Okay, what used to be, because at the moment it is pieces. Phnom Chiso Pagoda was built in 1917, destroyed by the war in the 1970s, and rebuilt in 1979. You'll see they're actually still doing a bit of rebuilding on it and a bit of facelift. Behind it is a hall called the Tamasapia Kof, and a worship place. There is an ancient water tank made of concrete. People usually climb the staircase on the west side of the mountain, which has 390 steps, which feels like 3,900 steps, and descend to the south side staircase, which has 408 steps. We took the 3,900 back down again. Another set of stairs in front of the temple links the temple to the Sen Khmos temple, Sen Pavong temple, and Tony Om, a lake considered sacred by Brahms and used for washing away sins. A large rocky yard about 100 meters long and 80 meters was once the site of several other temples, but only parts of these temples remain standing. In addition, there is a mountain cave, Vimian Chan, located about 150 meters south of the temple. I couldn't walk another 15 meters, never mind 150. It's a quiet place for Brahmins or ascetics to meditate. During the Americans' war with Vietnam, the site was bombed, dislodging several large rocks that block the entrance to the cave today. Hun Sen Phnom Chiso Agricultural and Tourist Site is located in Samrong Bati and Prai Kabas district. Phnom Chiso is very popular with visitors, especially during festivals. When it is very crowded, the top of the mountain affords visitors a panoramic view of Takeo province. Rice paddies stretching for kilometers. I know, we drove for kilometers through those blasted rice paddies. It was not funny. Right, so I don't know if I went off or if you still saw me there, but I had to just switch over. So I'm going to share. I don't think there's any sound on here at the moment. Yeah, unfortunately, I was lazy. Let's see if I can do it this way. Yeah. There you can see Phnom Chiso is where we were heading. The temple on the mountain. 62 kilometers from Phnom Penh, south. It felt like we were going east, but anyway, it didn't matter which direction we were going in. This is what we rode through with 125cc and 150cc scooters. So what did we have to do? We put our big hen panties on and got ready to go. Yep. I don't know how that roosts. What did they do? They like pluck a feather a day or whatever. But yeah, we put our big hen panties on and decided that's it. We shall find a bike, and that's probably what you would call a biker chick. I don't know. So yeah. So these are the bikes we got. These are friends of ours that went with us as well. We actually went with them. There is the bike, and I took a nice little PCX. We thought we'll take the 150. It's got a better motor. Yeah, right. After driving through, oh man, let me tell you, it was rice paddies. It was worked on roads. It was off-road. We somehow decided to take the shortest route and not the quickest route. So it was through sand. We had sand up our nose. We had sand up our ears. We had sand up our eyes. We had sand in our mouths. We had sand in all orifices that cannot be mentioned on this family-friendly show at the moment. But I'm telling you, and bumped. And we were just knocked out by the time we actually got there. It was like, really, the place isn't even new when we came here. But yeah. Yeah, like a modern bikes. It's the highlight, bro. It's the highlight. Yeah, no. We took some Zouave off-road PCX scooters. There you can see and these photos are sometimes a little bit jumbled, but so yeah, forgive me, but you guys get the raw stuff. I still sat and I thought, I'm going to make a whole movie thing, and I thought, nah, you get the raw figure. Yeah, Cambodian Ferrari. Yeah. Sounds like camel would have. Debbie, I kid you not. Probably yes. There's we came in the wrong side as well. You actually, if you take the main road, just didn't like come around that side. We came through like Rice Paddy Valley. I'll show you now when we're at the top where you can see where we came from. Very, very nice. There we are. There the 4x4s are all parked. Water under the seat. Not a beer in sight. Not a beer cellar in sight. But yeah. Our friends, and yeah, the mountain temple, Phnom Chiso, Phnomchiso. These are just, I think it was the entrance area, but this is at the bottom of the hill, the Kopi, the mountain, I don't know. The bottom of it, where we drove past before going up, was actually quite nice coming in from that side. Rice Paddy Valley, brew like you'll not believe. So these are sort of the below part where we were down there while we were still looking up. And then yours truly on his 1200 Harley Davidson Softail. As you get to Phnom Chiso's entrance, there is like this little marketplace that you walk through, and you're actually walking through this way. There you can see the actual stairs to start going to the temple. But there is this like marketplace, and there you can buy your cool drinks. And the closer you get to the stairs, the more expensive the cool drinks and that get. By the way, now I don't know udon. It was like that with udon. I thought of doing udon, but. Journey. Hendo, it is 62 k's away from Phnom Penh, but I honestly felt like I'd done 620 k's. So that's how far it is from where we were. So, but it was just road work. First of all, it was road work after road work after road work as we were going, which made it seem actually worse. And then when we decided to take the shortest route, which went through this little place, and literally we were riding through rice paddies. We were riding on these like little narrow roads between rice paddies. An experience that I'll never forget. I would probably think twice about redoing the experience. It's like the army, you know, they always say it's the best time of your life. You never went over again. I know a new challenge for people who want to dice right paddy dicing. Yes. Yeah, the closer you get, the more expensive. Otherwise, you're going to walk back. I don't know if it's quite the same here. Udon Temple, when you're downstairs, it's like 50 cents for a bottle of water. As soon as you're up the first set of stairs, it's $1 for a bottle of water. I want to do udon still. I have, unfortunately, taken so many photos at udon that I have about 800 photos, and I'm not prepared to sit and sort through them yet. And definitely my mind has not been in the right space this week. But yeah, as you can see, you can get fruit. People actually come here from the nearby village as well, because it's like a little market. Obviously, this is in COVID times as well. No, it was, I don't think we wore masks here. So it was just before that. But it was, you know what, before, I think tourism and that had closed down and everything already. Just get to there. There's sort of like when you walk through the little market and that, you get to the 390 stairs. See the wife is like just making sure it's 390 stairs. South entrance. That's the south entrance. I don't know. Elephant at the south entrance. And money boxes for, I don't know what the entry was there. I really don't know. It's probably $2 or $3 maybe, but nothing much in that sense. If you're foreign, if you're Cambodian, you're free. And then as you go up the stairs, on the left and the right-hand side of the stairs are all these little shrines and things like that, all with money boxes. I don't know if it belongs to certain people and that. These are all little incense holders. But as you're going up the stairs, there you will see these little shrines and things. Natural stairmaster. Yes, I mean, when we go through it and everything, it's like never bloody again. But when you actually when you've done it, it's probably one of the nicest adventures you've been on. So I must say we've had a few adventures. Unfortunately, with COVID, that put a damper on getting anywhere. And then we sort of moved into a place which we're looking at probably finding a smaller place so that we can do more traveling. And then we'll get around a little bit more as well, as I said. So, yeah, getting to see more temples. You don't want to see, once you've seen a temple, you've seen a temple. As you see, if you walk up there, there's a little hall with a shrine. There's a little shrine over there. And as you're walking up, there's the wife. You're feeling excessively energetic. Then when you eventually get to the top, you go down to this. And I don't know if this is the water that they wash themselves in. But I'm trying to figure if I'd wash myself in there or the Mekong River first, which I won't touch with a 10-foot barge pole, because it does not look very clean at all. That seems to have like another shrine in it. You'll see I've got a little bit of a video of it as well as we went along. But as you come up the stairs and then you look down, the actual Phnom Chiso temple is there. This seems to be another shrine. And yeah, that's water. There's the shrine. Of course, don't forget the money box. That money box is put there in 1000 AD. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, exhausted. I was blasted, I'm telling you. Oh, Sophia says it's not for washing. Thanks, DVD. Yeah, yes, the day. For a moment, I was like really, really worried. It's decorative. It's not washing. And then once again, there's something I'd like to look at is the seven-headed snakes. Okay, so please, guys, the water there is not for washing. There's the seven-headed snake behind the Buddha statue over there. Yeah, Hendo, free gym for the day. Dude, that's boot camp. That's not gym. That is terrible. And there's the Mrs. and I. As you can see, that light and dark blue is not the light shining on my shirt there. That is sweat. That is sweat. In one of the entrances to Phnom Chiso temple. It's the pieces that are left that are renovating. We couldn't actually go through the whole temple. You'll see that I tried to do a little bit of videoing as I went through. But yeah. And there is, if you take a look, that's where we rode through. We came through these areas over here. These flipping little scooter bikes. You 4x4 with stuff like that. This is standing on the top looking down. Ordinary man in the street from the outside looking in. Very strange for Pepper's Echo to be in the outside because we're an inside person. But yeah, I am. I'm really an inside person. I'm sorry to say, guys. It's gold statues, gold painted statues, bro. You bite that stuff, you get a mouthful of plaster of Paris or cement. But I'm an inside person. I know there's this outside, and it's, once again, I must agree with Debbie, it is a great adventure. Yeah, I actually had my beard dyed there, Kevin. I dyed it so that I don't know, I just looked like a little bit of a twat with my beard dyed, so I haven't dyed it again. But yeah, I had my beard dyed so that I could take the grey right out. So now it looks like something was smacked in my face. So for a 4x4 bakkie, yeah. But the problem with the 4x4 bakkies, Cameron, is they're attracted to road dividers. And then you smack road dividers before you can go forward. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, that's probably what you need there. You probably wouldn't get through the rice paddies because they're like little paths that we had to ride on. Yeah, it's really hot. It's walking. I don't know if you've ever heard that joke of Jonathan. You want to go for a walk? Where? Yeah, tag me. Yeah. So one of those things that I feel there. But yeah, you know what, stuff that you quite enjoy. As Inan I said as well, it's nice when you can actually just take your time and actually go through these things. And you take a day or two and you go, and there's no rush, no mess, no fuss. One thing that I appreciate about you guys, you guys can appreciate raw video, so I don't have to sit and make the movies together, although the photos are heaping like mad to put them together. There's the view from the top, from Phnom, Chiso. I think we came in from this side over here. There was another little road like over there that we were going to go down, but we came in from over here somewhere with the bikes. There you can see that it was going up the stairs. That's one of the little shrines going up the stairs. Now we're getting to the videos. Sorry, the videos and the photos separate. That's the part when you first arrive. Okay, the non-washing water. So visit Cambodia in spring or autumn. What is spring? What is autumn? We only have summer, hell, summer, hell. At the moment is hell. But people are coming. I think we're 125% up on tourists at the moment. People like coming to tour Cambodia because they'll come for a week or so. They'll check out everything they want to. And it is really, really cheap because of the currency exchange. And then, of course, if you want to, as I said, next week, well, not next week, around about the 27th, we're going to go and do a video for some people on their boutique hotel in Siem Reap. And if you want to see heritage and you want to see history and things like that, you go to Siem Reap. Yeah, permanent. I sit here and I have an aircon on me permanently. This aircon has been on all day. I do not move. Green algae special baths. Yeah, good for the skin, Endo. Good for the skin. Makes it feel nice, soft, and fluffy. It's very crisp here in KwaZulu-Natal. I would die for a little bit of cold weather. I'm hoping that if I come to South Africa at the end of July, that it is going to be freezing. Those are the stairs. Well, not all of them, but it's up to the pagoda. Some Hefele amputees that are running around the place. That's in the middle of that, just looking at that statue that's in the middle of the water. The Buddha there. This is the reclining Buddha. Now, reclining Buddha because it's lying down. And there you can actually, and I'll show you some pictures of people here. I don't know if I should or shouldn't, but I try to cut out most faces and that over there so that no one actually is harmed in the making of this video. Shouldn't be. Not that you care who's there. But you can actually go there and you can get a blessing. Now, what they do is they'll give you a blessing. They'll give you this like book thing, and then you put it on your head or in your forehead or your head, and you stick a peg in it, and then you give it back to the priest or the monk, and then he looks at the book in the part where you stuck your peg, and obviously you've wished for or prayed for whatever you've prayed for, and then he will tell you, yeah, no, it's okay, it will now come true or whatever, and then he ties a little red cotton little thing around your wrist, which you may not take off. You either got to go to a monk or a priest to take it off, or it must drop off by itself as such. Buzz, I think you can get cars, but we only found out later on that there is, I think, a car or a bike that could take you up here somehow. Let me show you here. There is, looking from the reclining Buddha, there's your actual temple. There's the reclining Buddha. And then you go and you say your prayers. I did not do that for obvious personal reasons. I don't mix magics. But yeah, as I say, I have utmost respect for it, and a lot of people do practice, and very nice people. So let's not misquote me over here. But yeah, that is the reclining Buddha. Is the one over there. That's why it's the temple or whatever of the reclining Buddha. Then when you finish there, then you go and zap your incense there. And then these are the two priests or monks over there that will actually do your blessing with you. I'm just trying to see where they give you like this little book. There, you see, it shows you the little book, and you take the peg and you put the peg in the book. You can put it on your forehead. There she's putting on her forehead. There he puts it there. He's going to put the peg in the... And he gives it back to the monk, and he decides. That is not a plant. That is just incense sticks. There's your reclining. It's very beautiful, really. It's absolutely stunning. And then afterwards, you put some money down with the book as well. Just some more decorations there. So you can go, I think I've got one where you, okay, yes. Then he said, thank you. Everybody went. But yeah, you will see he's putting on the little bracelet, the little cotton bracelet. After you've done your little ritual and everything like that, he puts the cotton bracelet on. There's no set price. Your donation is your donation. And he cuts you with an, I'm kidding, just cuts off the cotton. And then thanks word, and off you go. This is the actual temple. This is Phnom Chiso temple. As you can see, obviously rather old. What's it, 1050 AD? Ooh, I'm not even looking at my chats as we're going. I'm busy watching. That's where my head's turned, because I'm busy looking on my other screen. Very, very bad of me. So you can actually now see my right here. Crisp Durban weather all round. Yeah, Durban weather all round. It's worse than Durban weather, I would say. It especially now, from around about April to June, we have excessively humid weather. Let's take a look further up here. There's the actual temple, as you can see, the ruins of it. But as I said, built in 1050 or 1000. Let's take a look. I can tell you now. I can go back to my referencing as soon as I find out where my mouse is. There we go. 1002 to 1050 AD. So you can imagine. I think it looks pretty good for an old building. I took a good couple of shots across there of the temple itself. Basically, yes, it's a Buddhist temple. Now Angkor Wat itself, which I would like to go to and do, is the biggest religious temple ever built in the world, used for worship. That is basically where your monks live, because you have monks living there, and that's your pagoda area. Next to where it's just sort of this side over here, coming this way, is where the Reclining Buddha pagoda is. Once again, that's the little entrance where Ina and I were standing, where you saw the photo. Unfortunately, as I said, they were working on it, so it was really, really difficult to go in and go through it. So you'll see a lot of my shots are mainly from the outside. That's where we were standing. Quite intricate work that they did, even back then. I mean, it's still standing. I mean, I know you look at it and think, well, it looks like a 2-year-old clay pit, but if you think that was done 2,000-3,000 years ago, I think it looks pretty good still. I'll show you now how they are busy doing a little bit of rebuilding in that as well. You can see the trees and that are ancient over there, huge. They actually draw the drawing on the like cement or plaster or whatever, and then they build. And I'll move over to there with a camera now. But as they've done, they actually sketch up what they are wanting it to look like this, and then they plaster onto there and then do the intricacies around that. So they would have maybe your people, and then they would do an intricacy around it as such. Really, let me get it to there. And then, as you'll see, I'll move over. That then becomes that. This is where they're still building and fixing on this one as well. But beautiful. I mean, if you take a look, this is carved in. These are carved in. Everything is really, really stunningly done, starting on a flat wall. As you can see there, they're busy working on the inside. I sort of like got in a little, and it does attract a lot of tourists. Because, I mean, just watching it is one thing. Being in the middle of history is another thing. It's just an absolute different feeling of being in the middle of history. If you say, you know, I've seen it on TV, I've seen it on National Geographic, I've seen it on news, I've seen it in this program, but actually standing on ground that people were standing on 3,000 years ago, touching a building that was touched 3,000 years ago, is an experience that is totally different. If you can try and put yourself into that mindset, it is absolutely amazing. No shoes in the temple, says Buzzy at the moment. Okay, there wasn't a roof on there, so I did wear shoes. Although when you go up to Udon, and you'll see some banana put a sign up front, right in the middle of the stairs, going, take your shoes off here, and the stairs are all slashed out. So we burnt ourselves to smithereens running up there. And just before the marble stairs, we saw another one, take shoes off here. And the marble is not as hot as the what's the name? Yeah, it gives an absolute 3D effect. Brilliant. Yeah, seeing there and being there is two different things. I must say, you know, because I've seen these things before. I've seen a temple before. A temple's a temple. I've seen it on TV. It's like, okay, great. David Attenborough. And as you can see across the left-hand side, there is a monkey busy chewing on his tail. And just actually being there is, you know, if you just sit and you put your mind down and you say, this is where people tread 3,000 years ago is absolutely amazing. Some of the artwork on the, like a little pagoda hall or whatever on the side of it. I'm assuming that is the king and queen. Now, these days, the king and queen, obviously the king is passed. You'll always see that his photo has a little black ribbon on it over here. But I'm assuming that was painting of the king and queen when they were most young. What's your nook? Norodom, King Norodom. Because Cambodia is actually a kingdom, because it's ruled by a king. That's why South Africa is a country. Anyway, we'll go further than that. There's just some more out there. What's Sender say? I came out of Westminster Tube, stayed smack in the Big Ben, into Big Ben in central London. Definitely not the same. Also Salisbury Cathedral, etc. Different. And absolutely. Because you're there, it's like reality all of a sudden. It's not, you know, you hear the wind, the trees, the little tinking of the bells. You see statues, and this is obviously being redone new because of being damaged through the war and stuff like that. But I mean, the temple itself is absolutely amazing. So yeah, for all it was, and I'm not too sure, I must actually check that flag. DVD, you'll have to ask Sophia. We'll have to get her on again sometime. That's got something to do with the monks in Cambodia, these flags over here. There's another little shrine. There's shrines all over the place. Little gifts. No Fanta there, only water. There we're at the top, looking out and around. You see there's a lot of people. It attracts a lot of people. This is all on the left-hand side. There is the main temple, and then across your reclining Buddhas over here, and then there was another. Yeah, no, I can't believe I walked out there as well. didn't look too strong now. But this is just your view from the top. And that's why they call it the mountain temple, because it's up there. But I know in South Africa it would be called a kopi. Yeah, it's a flag for Buddhism. I don't know if it has any special meaning at all, DVD. That's what I do enjoy about Cambodia, is they do keep their heritage. The respect for their heritage that they have is the other thing that I very much admire. This is just, let me go back there. I'm going to show you. We rode from over here. Oh, yes, crap. Let's turn left. No, there's something. Hey, check up there. There it is. All the way around there. But it is beautiful, and you can see for miles and miles around. Okay, thank you. So DVD said it there. It's the flag for Buddhism, and the pictures weren't the king or queen, but the people that helped donate funds to rebuild the temple. Thank you very, very much. We should have had Sophia on, huh? And this is the end. Little thing we bought. Very cute. Ina was bought for Ina there. It's on a little stick. 2 little pieces of paper on the side. Little piece of paper at the back. Little stocking with 2 eyes. And it's called a bird. And that is the end of Phnom Chiso. We had a very, very hot ride back again. Yes, where's Enda? They value their heritage, unlike the red EFF Teletubbies in SA or Bloom, Antifa, BLM, Antifa, criminals in the US. Yes, this is what I wanted to say. The one thing I do enjoy about Cambodia, which many other countries do as well. I'm not saying Cambodia is the only country that does it, but which is unlike South Africa at the moment. Cambodia does keep its heritage. They embrace its heritage. They respect their heritage, their culture. It does seem to have a lot of respect in that in there for them as such, which I really, really admire of them. They even keep the bad part. As I said, there's a very painful part of Cambodia's history, which is the genocide of the Khmer Rouge, which I hope I will possibly be able to maybe chat about with Chris, because he has pretty extensive knowledge on that as well. But they have not torn down Tuol Sleng, which is a high school which was turned into a genocide prison during the genocide time. It was a horrific thing. I have been to it. I actually have photos and that on Tuol Sleng, and we'll maybe do it sometime. I've actually done a little bit of photographs and videos on Tuol Sleng. And then there are the killing fields, which Cambodia is known for, is the killing fields. It's just a horror. Most Cambodian people do not like going there. They do not like speaking. They do not like dealing with that. But they have not wiped that part of their, yes, the Pol Pot killing madness genocide, yeah. They have not wiped that part of their history away. It is there, although it is a very, very painful sore, especially if you're looking at people our age, my age. It's sad to think that somebody of the ages between 45 and 55 were in the middle of this as kids. You know, you actually feel that you've had a very privileged life in sense then. But what I'm trying to say is they haven't wiped out their history as such, because South Africa tends to be trying to eliminate, they tend to think if they remove everything of history, it won't exist anymore. And there is something about history that you can't do, and that is you cannot delete history. You can delete the materials of history, but you will never, ever, ever delete history. And sometimes it's good to remember. Somebody said the other day, we were actually in the faculty room, and somebody said, you know what, it's strange that when I'm looking, and he reads a lot of history, and he, specifically war and things and stuff like that, wars and that. And he says, you know what, it's strange that every book I read has got the same thing over and over and over again. People just don't seem to learn. We make the same mistakes over and over and over again. And I think sometimes it's really, really important that you leave the memory of history there so that you do not make the same mistake. I think South Africa is making the same mistake all over again, just bigger, because they are now trying to eliminate history, relive it without realizing it, but also not having the, who's me now to say, but not having the infrastructure or the knowledge, and they've got far too much greed in trying to redo a country, instead of saying, you know what, we should never do this again. This needs to be a free, fair, democratic, prosperous country, which it can be. I was listening to the guy on Cape Exit in Morning Shot the other day. He makes it sound like utopia. I don't know what your thoughts are on Cape Exit, if Cape would ever be a thing. Very dark side of the history. Yes, it's a very dark side of the history, and it's a very painful side, as Khmer. Like Rhodesia, at least it's documented. Yes, it's documented. ANC backwards, criminals trying to delete SA history, they need to be deleted ASAP. Yeah. What have we got there? Like, we smoke screen, but history happened. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you do. South Africa is not learning from their mistakes. No, they're not. Rewrite the history, own insidious version of history in SA. Yes, or rewrite the history. Greed, biggest problems. I'll say it again, and I know I'm going to get crucified for this. South Africa's biggest problem currently, and I don't want to say it because I generalize when I say it, and it's wrong to generalize when I say it, because it is not a general. It does not come from the general public when I say this. Everybody isn't like that. So, you know what, in Afrikaans they'll say, "Jy skeer elke skaap," or "You skeer hom onder dieselfde lem," or whatever. Basically, what it means is I'm generalizing, and I shouldn't generalize, because there are people. There are two groups of people. So I can't really generalize it in such, but there are two groups of people. There's a dominant white and a dominant black. And the greed of this dominant black and the arrogance of this dominant white, until those subside, the country will never find peace. Arrogance and greed clash horribly. And this is why I used to say, and I'm reluctant to say it because I don't want to generalize. I used to say, until the arrogance of the white man and the greed of the black man has subsided, the country will not find peace. But I don't want to generalize it again, as I said, because you have black people who are not greedy. You have white people who are not arrogant. Although if you are in retail, they are far and few between, because I've yet to find these nice people that come into a retail store. I think they go to the market, they don't work in retail. Yes, Buzz, I got your link from the DA. I have just not looked at anything at the moment. I'm still recovering from next week, and I'm not feeling very great about the week coming again. Not cut from the same cloth. There we go. Yeah, thanks, Debbie. I'm feeling bleh. I don't know if something fluffy says bleh. And it's just like, I put up a thing on Facebook the other day. I don't put much on Facebook. I don't like these cliche things and that type of thing. But I just found a thing that actually just like hit straight home and said, when you die, 6 to 8 people hold up your, naffy. Feeling naffy. Yeah, there we go. Thanks, Deb. 6 to 8 people hold up your coffin. Imagine when you're alive if 6 to 8 people lifted you up. And I thought, you know what, that just hits home, because, wow. Imagine if 6 to 8 people lifted you up, because everybody has always got this agenda of what's in it for me type of thing. Except, sorry, except my Facebook link. I don't have it now. Just look for Pepper's Echo, but it was on my personal Facebook link, which is Andre Marie. Ugly face with a beard graying away. But I always talk about surrounding yourself with the right people, the correct people. And there's a lot of people that bring you down. But you've got to be careful about surrounding yourself with people that empathize with you and don't sympathize with you. You're like, fuck it, Andre, you've lost me along the way. Yeah, what are you talking about? You know, you sort of take on things around you and you go, oh, the world is bad. And the person next to you, oh, geez, it's terrible. Yes, we're all going to. And so you actually bring yourselves down. You must be very careful. A friend of mine and myself, very good friend of mine, we still find each other. We're cautious about having people that are toxic around us. And I try my best, although I've got to work with them as well. You try to avoid that because you can feel when it's getting too much. But you've got to be careful. And I'm not saying your friends intentionally make it difficult for you, but sometimes people just out of sympathizing with you can sometimes make it worse with you. Because have you ever watched these ads and they go, do you feel like you just don't get anywhere? Yes. Do you feel like everybody's ahead of you? Yes. Do you feel like your world has lost its bottom? Yes. It doesn't matter. They just start sucking you in. And although you just felt a little down that day, everything starts getting worse. And sorry, I have a mark on my screen, which is irritating me. And everything starts getting worse and worse and worse. And in the end, you've taken on a whole lot more ailments than what you actually had in the first place. So be careful of that. Be careful of people who are good, but are creating more. So that's why I often say to people, you know what, when I talk to you and I say, you know what, life is just, it doesn't mean that your life has to be like that. One of the best things or the easiest or the best ways to be able to cope with life is take a look at what is actually affecting you and what you are feeling like. I mean, one of my things that I tend to feel is I never grew up. But Andre, your beard, yes, I know my beard's grey. I did grow in that way. But I never grew up. I always felt I'm at the beginning of my life. I'm at the beginning of my life. I'm at the beginning of my life. And I'm at the beginning of my life. And I'm at the beginning of my life. And when I got to where I am and I looked back and I went, well, my friends are directors, they business managers, they drive BMWs, they own homes, they have everything that at the beginning of my life, when I looked up and I went, I'm probably going to get there, that I never left. It's like my rocket never took off. I just stood there at ground zero and never ignited. Is that a bad thing? Are there more of us out there? Do you accept it? Don't you accept it? You know, and DVD. It's not really the age thing. It's the steps that you measure in life. This is where I'll be when I'm 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. 50, you sort of like you sort of like the settled person in a home, and you've got a good work or business, and you're not flipping gung ho, and and it's a matter of making peace with that. So just food for thought for the day, which I've been thinking of. But I don't think it's a failure. I mean, if I take a look, someone said to me the other day, she says, you've moved all over the place. Because in South Africa, especially in retail, I moved. I moved from Kimberley to Bloemfontein to Nelspruit, from Nelspruit back to Bloemfontein to Johannesburg, Pretoria, Kimberley, Cape Town. Cape Town, Johannesburg. And then on the motorcycle, I was all over the place. And I often wonder, and she said, you didn't just move house, you moved provinces. You had such an adventure. And suddenly you realize that, you know what, a lot of people look at you and go, you've had an adventure. You've had an experience. Tell people. Tell someone. Yes, I have. I don't know if the people who did the work, who drive the BMWs, who have the car, who go on the lush holidays and come back again and have the house, have actually had the life I've had. Yeah. Success is measured in different ways other than material. And sometimes I want to get down because I feel that my success has not materialized. It was memorized, if I can put it that way. But yeah, before I depress you guys into the ground, which I don't want to do, it's actually been a joyride. Take care. Be good. Who all been here? Debbie, thank you for everything. It's awesome. It's called Living Life and Enjoying the Experience. Yeah, I've been all over the place on a motorcycle. I really got to take you on my motorcycle one day. It's been in South Africa, not here. What's Endo got to say? That is material wealth. Don't mean success, subjective. Yes, definitely. Mentally young, yeah. I don't know if I'll ever really, really grow that much old. I just hope I grow wisdom, grow wisely, if nothing else. You know what, if I haven't grown old, I love what you say, yeah, Debbie. You totally agree. You take stock of your surroundings and what's feeding it. We only have to compete with ourselves. So, yeah, I think use what you have. Be what you are. And maybe after 3,000 years, your temple will still be standing. What we got there? I know someone that rubs shoulders with Bill Gates in the Rothschild circles in the UK, but absolutely miserable personal life, yeah. But yeah, all I'm going to say is make sure that your temple is still standing on that mountain after 3,000 years. It's not the material that makes it. It's you. Don't leave a material, leave a memory. From my side, guys, thank you very, very much. I appreciate every single one of you. Let me try and get to the comments, go through everyone. Debbie, Hendo, Lynn, Debbie, Buzzy. I don't think we've had too many people on today. But DVD, and everybody else. But from my side, thank you very, very much. Take care. Have an absolutely fabulous week. Enjoy your public holiday tomorrow, you bastards. But anyway, and be good. And if you can't be good, be kind.